Police are looking for the man seen here on surveillance video wanted for an attempted rape at an apartment building in the Mount Eden section of the Bronx. Police say the suspect followed a 28-year-old woman into a building on Elliott Place yesterday morning, pushed her against a wall and tried to pull down her pants. A member of the victim's family came to her rescue after hearing her screams. The suspect fled and is still at large.
Breaking news right now, a previously untested rape kit led to yet another arrest in our area. Palm Beach County deputies arrested Noel Bango in a 1992 sexual assault case. Bango was arrested in New Jersey. He will be extradited to Palm Beach County to face charges.
New at 11, Bakersfield police have arrested a suspect wanted for rape and false imprisonment at Southwest Bakersfield's apartment complex, in that area. Police say 22-year-old Byron Willis confronted a victim in a vacant apartment on the 5400 block of Ming Avenue, where they say he attempted to sexually assault her. The victim was able to fight him off, and police say he fled on foot. Willis was located by officers yesterday at around 7 p.m. on South Real Road. He was taken into custody without incident and later booked into Kern County Jail for attempted rape and false imprisonment.
A local man who allegedly attempted to sexually assault a woman on the north side. The Post-Gazette says Michael Ponton is now in the Allegheny County Jail. Police say he also beat up the woman, tried to strangle her, and threatened to kill her when she refused to have sex with him. The woman told police that she knew Ponton and that she ran into him on the street. She says he offered her some beer and she agreed to go back to his apartment to drink.
This man is wanted in the brutal beating and attempted rape of a 73-year-old woman. Police say this past Sunday the victim was walking on Greenwich Street just before 1 a.m. when the suspect demanded sex from her. And when she refused, police say the suspect punched her in the face, knocking out her teeth and breaking her eye socket. Investigators say he stole her bag with $20 in it and
from a
ran
San
away.
Mateo bar turned into a nightmare for one Lyft passenger who told San Bruno police she was raped by her driver. Investigators identified that Lyft driver as Tanya Colo, who was arraigned in a San Mateo County courtroom today.
It was a shock to us, to my whole family. Actually, it was a little terrifying. Kind of keep to ourselves on our street, so you would have never have known.
Brooke Phillips tells Fox 40 she lives next door to Colo on West Arcadia Street in Mountain House, a normally safe and quiet community.
You can live in the nicest neighborhood possible and you never know what's going to happen, so you just kind of got to be aware and safe everywhere you're at.
In a statement to Fox 40, Lyft says safety is fundamental to Lyft. What is being described is terrifying and the driver's access to Lyft has been permanently removed. We responded immediately and have reached out to the rider since the incident. We are working with authorities and will continue to help in every way we can.
If he did do this through Lyft, and I feel bad for the girl, I want to know if she's okay, number one. It's a tragedy knowing that it does happen, but you don't know who your neighbors are, unfortunately. You just don't.
According to investigators, the victim told them she ordered a ride after a night of drinking in San Mateo and passed out in the back seat. That's when she told investigators she believes her driver, Colo, took her against her will and brought her to his home where she was sexually assaulted.
I guess you don't expect it to happen, but I guess it could happen anywhere.
That's why Phillips says she doesn't use rideshare services and warns others not to either.
I feel like it's dangerous because I don't like getting into cars with people that I don't know anyways. And I have a 15-year-old daughter, so it's kind of scary to think that that could happen to her. So yeah, that's something that I would definitely warn against.
Now to the search for a rapist on the run in Brooklyn. Police hope someone will recognize the man in the surveillance video. They say he raped a woman in a park in East New York. Eyewitness News reporter Derek Waller has more.
And it's another reminder to be vigilant, especially when you're walking late at night. This woman says she was trying to get away from a man who was following her, so she ran into this park. Well, the man followed her into the park and raped her, she says.
We should all be able to come home, get home, be safe, and be comfortable.
That's why Denise Ty says the man in this surveillance video needs to be arrested. It's video from a convenience store on Pennsylvania Avenue, taken around 3 in the morning Saturday. It's right around the time a 26-year-old woman says that man followed her down Linden Boulevard and tried to strike up a conversation. She refused, tried to get away, but then he followed her into Linden Park.
She ran into the park to get away. It's probably not the best place I would have ran, but you know what? When you're scared, it's the first thing you think of. Like, maybe he don't know how to get out of it. Maybe I know a quicker way if it's your neighborhood.
The victim was taken to the hospital over the weekend and is recovering. This morning, we saw plenty of people going for a jog around the park. Those neighbors are now on alert.
You just have to protect yourself. If it's not mace, it's a box cutter.
Do you feel safe walking around the park?
In the morning, yeah, because there are some people. I feel safe.
But not at night.
No,
The
the
former
night.
trooper with the Arizona Department of Public Safety has been arrested in connection to a series of sexual abuse allegations. Tremaine Jackson is accused of sexually assaulting 8 women during traffic stops in Central Phoenix. The 43-year-old now faces 61 charges related to sexual abuse and exploitation. Carissa Planalp from our CBS affiliate KPHO TV in Phoenix has the latest.
When one of our own betrays public trust or breaks the law, we respond swiftly and without regret.
DPS Director Frank Milstead says it all started with a complaint in May where a woman alleged Trooper Tremaine Jackson had made inappropriate comments. Then came a much more serious allegation the following month.
This one also alleging inappropriate commentary and then also criminal behavior to the extent of sexual abuse.
DPS put Jackson on leave and began reviewing his past traffic stops. Milstead says investigators discovered a total of 8 women who had disturbing experiences with the now fired trooper.
He was using his positional authority to extort sexual favor.
I believe they said this is the police and come out.
Some residents in Jackson's Buckeye neighborhood overheard the arrest this morning. Neighbors say the family had lived there only a couple of weeks. The allegations made against a law enforcement official very concerning.
I've heard about this kind of thing going on, and I just didn't think it would happen right next door to my own house.
Abigail, that's exactly right. Disturbing is a perfect way to put it. In the video, you can see the man that was barricaded in that 69-year-old woman's home. Now, when officers got there, they asked him why he was in there. Here's his response.
Why you in here? That's my girl. We be arguing all the time, yeah.
That reply from Rodney Arnold. He's accused of raping a 69-year-old woman at knife point.
Hey, let me see your hand. Let me see your hand.
At this point, Arnold was barricaded inside of her home.
Hey, let me see your hands. Get on the
After
ground.
the woman successfully escaped after she says she was sexually assaulted a second time.
On your belly. On your belly. Put your hands behind your back. Now.
Inside, you can see
Behind your back.
Arnold shirtless.
Behind your back.
If it was your mom, how would you feel?
Just days after it happened, KOCO spoke to the victim's son, visibly emotional at the time.
She's 69. You know what I'm saying? She's elderly. She's on a cane. You know what I'm saying? Why? That's what I'm trying to process. Why?
Get on the ground.
According to police reports, Arnold was able to get inside of her home. She was able to get away, but then Arnold pulled her back inside the home, holding her captive. Police arresting Arnold on several complaints, including rape and kidnapping.
We're learning more about the registered sex offender accused of attacking a 93-year-old woman inside her Arlington home and going back at least 2 more times. 59-year-old Joseph Jackson is in the Duval County Jail. He was arrested over the weekend and is now facing multiple charges. We've learned Jackson has an extensive criminal history dating back to the 1980s. News4Jax reporter Allison Henning is joining us live now outside the apartment complex where he was arrested. And Allison, what are neighbors saying?
Well, we spoke with a few neighbors who say they saw police taking Jackson into custody here outside his Arlington apartment over the weekend. After learning more about his criminal history, they're saying they are glad he's in jail.
A typically quiet Arlington community shaken after learning about the arrest of one of their neighbors. 59-year-old Joseph Jackson now facing multiple charges. He's also a registered sex offender. This is surveillance video showing him lurking outside an Arlington home. What's your reaction to all of this?
I'm surprised. I thought honestly he was a little too old for that.
Michaela Sandifer saw police pulling Jackson from his apartment Saturday.
It was weird because we weren't expecting anything like that to happen.
Court records show Jackson's criminal history dates back decades. He's been sent to prison 11 times since 1984, spending more than 20 years locked up, including 12 years for a sexual assault. He was last released in 2017. Is it scary knowing what he's been arrested for and a little bit about his criminal history?
Yes, that's horrifying. My friend has children, a child, so of course, nobody wants that around.
We went by Jackson's apartment this morning where the lights were on, but no one answered the door.
And we did speak with the family of the 93-year-old woman who was attacked inside her home, not far from this apartment complex here. They are thankful he is off the streets. We also spoke with our News4Jax crime and safety expert, Ken Jefferson, who says The victim in this case is very lucky that she was not sexually assaulted because he says people who commit sex crimes typically reoffend.
Tonight, a mother shares her relief after her daughter's alleged abductor is arrested. Good evening, I'm Anita Blanton.
And I'm Tom Shad. After a week-long manhunt, U.S. Marshals picked up Tyrone Harris Jr. in South Carolina. Police say he abducted his ex-girlfriend in September. 10 of your side's Gina Arevalo spoke with the victim's family today. Gina.
Hey, Tom and Anita. Yeah, you'll remember 26-year-old Dominique Alisi was found later that day after Harris dropped her off at a Norfolk hospital. Her mother tells me this arrest is a relief. U.S. Marshals found Tyrone Harris Jr. at a home in Columbia, South Carolina. We're told he was taken into custody without incident. He's now facing a list of charges, including abduction, malicious wounding, hit and run, strangulation, rape, and grand larceny.
Very relieved, thankful, happy, because my daughter now has a little ease. Not having to look over her shoulder.
Christine Poole says Harris is her daughter's ex-boyfriend. Hampton police say the two got into an argument and a struggle broke out before Harris abducted the 26-year-old. After several hours, she was found safe at a hospital. Poole says it's been a long and nerve-wracking week, but she tells 10 on Your Side her daughter is doing better following the violent encounter.
Physically, her body's getting better. The bruises are going away. She's looking like her old self again. Mentally, she has a very long road ahead of her, but she's taking it day by day.
Poole says both families are trying to move forward. With October being National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Poole hopes her daughter's ordeal will be a wake-up call for anyone needing help.
When you see somebody doing that, you just need to go ahead and get out of that situation because it can get worse.
Harris is being held in South Carolina until he's extradited back here to
putting out an alert tonight about this man. Police say he attacked a woman who was walking along Buffalo Speedway at South Braeswood. She was robbed and she was sexually assaulted. Channel 2's Sally Mamdou live on Houston's South Side with the unsettling crime alert tonight. Sally?
Dominique, the incident happened right behind me here. The woman was walking alone by herself at night when she was attacked behind by a man.
She had blood in her hands.
And Olga Morgan says the 19-year-old girl who came knocking on her door Sunday night was desperate for help.
She had leaves and things on her back.
Morgan says the woman had been attacked by a man as she was walking on the sidewalk near the 8,000 block of Buffalo Speedway. Morgan says she called police immediately.
From what she was saying, that he pushed her down and he tried to choke her.
HPD says this is the suspect they're looking for. They say on Sunday night the man attacked the woman from behind. She'd been walking with her cousin earlier, but when the two separated, that's when police say the man robbed the woman and sexually assaulted her.
You got to carry you a knife, a blade, something.
Women we spoke with who live and walk around in the area say they are terrified.
It's heartbreaking because I have a daughter myself. I have friends. I walk around by myself. So at the end of the day, I look at this situation as if, what if I was put in that situation?
Maybe we can get some more police officers to kind of go up and down the area. I don't know. It's just sad.
And certainly this incident has a lot of people on edge in this neighborhood. Many of them are asking for more increased patrol in the neighborhood. In the meantime, Houston police are investigating this incident, so anyone with information should call police.
You don't want to be a part, A-P-A-R-T, of the media.
In a note read by Judge Lee Coffey, William Gossett explained why he refused to be at his own sentencing today, instead choosing to sit on the other side of the wall, ignoring his victims. Gossett pleaded guilty in September to more than 24 charges involving 15 victims. Between 2013 and 2016, he broke into multiple homes across the city, from Cordova, Raleigh to southeast Memphis, often gaining access through sliding glass doors or windows. He'd carry a knife or gun, and most of the time would terrorize and rape the women living there. In 2 cases, women were raped with their babies just feet away. The now 37-year-old also raped a 16-year-old girl in December 2016 at her family's home. The prosecutor read a letter she wrote to the court saying she quit school for a month and has been in fear ever since.
I can still remember the fear I felt when he told me to turn around and be quiet or else he'd stab me. The fear of letting out a cry for help because he'd end up hurting me or my family.
Investigators tried to connect Gossett to the crimes for years. In May 2016, they got a warrant to search his South Haven home and found items belonging to each one of his victims. Prosecutors called them his trophies. They included things like purses, credit cards, library cards, birth certificates, and checks. They also found more of his victims' items at pawn shops.
And this will be admitted as Exhibit B.
Prosecutors also told the judge about Gossett's juvenile record, which included raping an 8-year-old boy and 5-year-old girl on Christmas Day in 1998. He gave the youngest a STD, later getting her sick. A mental health exam was done then and ruled he'd likely commit more violent crimes. Gossett's attorney and his family used that as his defense.
When he was a child, he was molested. They didn't give him the help that he needed. If the state failed him.
Ultimately, Judge Coffey sided with the victims, giving Gossett a 371-year sentence.
He has a horrible record. He is a nightmare. He's a one-person crime wave that terrorized this community for 4 years.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Vic Carter. A 79-year-old woman is still recovering from the ordeal tonight as she says that she was tricked by a man, sexually assaulted, and nearly killed. As her son is now speaking about it for the first time.
Such a disturbing story. It comes as police are asking the public to help identify the man. Again, they say abused her, broke her leg, even called her an Uber to the hospital.
WJZ's live right now. Kelsey Kushner speaking with the victim's son with how she escaped. Kelsey?
That's right. Well, the victim's son says that his mother was living a nightmare Monday morning. He says tonight she is recovering with some bruises and a broken leg, and his message is to get the suspect off the street. Posted on telephone poles are flyers warning neighbors of a violent attack in this Canton neighborhood. The victim's son claiming his 79-year-old mom was walking down Elliott Street near Clinton Street Monday morning when this man lured her into a home. He asked her to help him fix a table in the basement, then sexually assaulted her.
He attacked her from behind, choking her until she was unconscious.
He says his mom was physically and sexually assaulted and was left in the basement with a broken leg and bruises, terrified she may lose her life.
She woke up thinking it was a bad dream and then saw a guy coming down with a mask and a large kitchen knife. She thought she was going to die in a basement.
Somewhere, he says his mom found the strength to escape, talking the suspect into putting the knife down and calling her an Uber to the hospital. Now detectives are asking for help to track down the suspect.
This seems to be a woman of sound mind and, just with a good heart. And it wound up, it turned bad for her.
Neighbors tell WJZ the suspect chose a house empty at the time while the owners were away. Her son says his mom endured a nightmare.
He said, I felt sorry for him. And she also said, this is probably why she's my hero, that I'm glad it was me and not some young girl because it would have ruined her life.
The violent crime startling a normally quiet neighborhood.
Incredibly bizarre. Not something that we're really accustomed to in the neighborhood. It's definitely overall really safe.
Now, police think that man is in his 30s, and they're asking anyone who may recognize him to call them.
St. Mary's massage therapist is behind bars accused of sexual battery, and now investigators want to speak with others who have received a massage from him. Investigators with the Camden County Sheriff's Office arrested Christopher White after an investigation began earlier this week.
The victim tells detectives that White touched her inappropriately while she was receiving a massage. White was booked into the Camden County Jail yesterday afternoon and has not yet been released. News4JAX reporter Maggie Lorenz joins us now. So after looking more into White's employment history, Maggie, what'd you find out?
Well, Joy, Tarek, we learned that White is a licensed massage therapist and has been practicing in the St. Mary's area for years now. He currently works for GTO Health and Wellness Spa that's based out of a Realty building on Charlie Smith Senior Highway. Christopher White rents a space out of the upstairs of this Realty building. A business unaffiliated with White that also rents office space inside says White is the owner and only employee of GTO Health and Wellness Spa and that he moved in the fall. News4JAX crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson investigated this type of crime as a former sex crimes detective.
When you're receiving a massage, you know the areas that are supposed to be touched.
Massage establishments do not have a legal obligation to report sexual assault claims made on their premises. There is no state or federal law that requires state licensing boards to suspend or rescind a massage therapist's license after sexual assault allegations. Jefferson says patrons may be embarrassed or ashamed to report inappropriate behavior.
It could be easy to take advantage of people this way because they're going there for a specific purpose, and sometimes a therapist who's crossed that line will try something just to see what the reaction will be from the victim. And if the reaction is positive in their mind, they'll go even farther.
The number listed for the spa on Facebook rings once, then goes straight to voicemail. Camden County investigators are asking anyone who may have any more information about White to contact the sheriff's office. A good tip to follow when booking a massage appointment, look up the massage therapist's license number and that of the massage spa to see if there has been any disciplinary action taken
in South
against
Florida,
them.
we're learning much more today about the man accused of raping a tourist in Miami Beach.
That suspect also facing charges in 2 separate robberies, and Local 10's Alex Finney is live in Miami Beach to tell us what came out in court. Alex.
Well, first of all, the victims describing Shane Bain as both frightening and intimidating. One of those victims was actually visiting Miami Beach from Jacksonville. She apparently met Shane on a dating app. They got together. They were going to her hotel room, and that's when everything took a frightening turn. Accused rapist Shane Bain appeared before a judge today.
He was seen exiting the hotel in a red Dodge sedan. There were 2 similar incidences with the same modus operandi committed in Doral in unincorporated Broward County.
Bain is accused of raping one woman and robbing 2 others. It started last week at this Holiday Inn in Doral. The victim says she went to leave her hotel room and was startled by a man she didn't know. Police say that man is Bain. He bum rushed his way into her room and, according to the arrest affidavit, immediately ordered her to remove her clothing and lay on the bed or she would be killed. He then robbed her and took off. Then on Wednesday, a woman on Miami Beach told police she met Bain and originally agreed to have sex with him. But when she realized he didn't have a condom, she said no and then told police that's when he snapped.
He became extremely angry, insulting her, calling her names, grabbed her with both hands around her neck.
You can see him walking into the hotel, and then a little while later, he leaves, followed out by a hotel employee. Then on Thursday, Bain is accused of robbing a woman at gunpoint yet again, this time at a Fairfield Inn in Broward County, just off Griffin Road near I-95. Bain was arrested over the weekend and now faces several serious felony charges.
One was sexual battery, and the other armed robbery, false imprisonment, and tampering with a victim.
And Bain is being held in jail
Story
on no bond.
about a police officer in trouble. The latest, a Lithonia police officer now charged with rape.
It's a story new for us at 6. Latasha Givens is looking into his personnel file and other sex-related complaints that led this same officer to resign from the Atlanta Police Department.
Well, this is what we know right now. DeKalb County Police say Lithonia PD called them last night to assist them in a case where a woman says she was raped by police. But right now, the only information that's been made public is this press release that has 1 paragraph and this incident report with 1 sentence.
According to this incident report, DeKalb police responded to a Lithonia pool on Park Drive Thursday night. The alleged victim, a 27-year-old woman. Police say they interviewed the alleged victim as well as a witness. Officials say the officer, David Wilborn, was then interviewed by investigators and taken into custody afterwards. He's charged with rape, aggravated assault, and violation of oath of office. Wilborn's personnel file shows he previously worked for Atlanta Police. While working for APD in 2017, he was accused of going to a sex store while on duty and asking the worker to have sex with him. The file states he asked the worker to see her chest and proceeded to rub her thigh while touching himself. APD documents show Wilborn denies asking the worker for sex. He was placed on administrative leave and resigned in 2008. While many questions about this case remain, we've reported recently on similar incidents involving other officers. Just this week, Georgia State Patrol Trooper Brian Sanchez was fired after he was arrested for child molestation. In August, Ringgold City Police Officer Blake Ballou was charged with aggravated sexual assault, violation of oath of office, and false imprisonment. He's no longer with the department. Back in June, APD officer Jeremiah Boyd was suspended after he was arrested for aggravated assault and battery. In 2019, a USA Today report found at least 85,000 officers across the country have been investigated or disciplined for misconduct over the last decade. The report found drug and alcohol charges were the most common, followed by assault, dishonesty, theft, misconduct with prisoners, and sexual misconduct. The report found oversight varied greatly by state, with Georgia decertifying thousands of officers for everything from crimes to questions about their fitness to serve. Other states banned almost none.
And we will continue to follow this investigation as well as bring you new details and the other cases we mentioned in the story.
Covering Cobb County tonight, suspected rapist blamed for a violent crime spree is under arrest. Police and federal marshals catching Kenneth Terry today in the state of Tennessee. He is wanted in Marietta. Police there say he raped, kidnapped, beat, and stabbed his estranged wife. CBS 46's Ayanna Crystal tells us the woman is alive thanks to her split-second decision.
He's relentless. He's a scary individual.
After being on the run, police captured Kenneth Terry in Tennessee this afternoon. This is a love story that went sour.
They knew each other from childhood, got back together later in life, became married. They are currently still married but estranged at this time.
CBS 46 obtained a warrant for Terry last September for stalking and criminal trespassing against the victim.
He is obsessed with this woman and just will not leave her alone.
The obsession turned physical on September 28th when police say the 53-year-old raped the victim. After being on the run for 3 weeks, last night investigators say Terry kidnapped the victim from the Sandy Springs area, stabbed and badly beat up his estranged wife, then drove in her car to this Studio 6 motel where the victim was able to break free. Here she is after escaping, trying to find help.
A security guard who was working at this local hotel came out, confronted Mr. Terry. We believe that Mr. Terry then got fearful, got back into that car and fled the scene.
The victim survived, but police say she is fearful Terry won't stop until he has her.
You flee your home, you flee your work, you do everything you can to try to keep yourself safe, and he continuously shows up and finds you.
So again, Terry was apprehended in Tennessee this afternoon while driving more than 100 miles per hour. Now authorities are working to get him extradited back here to Georgia, where he is facing charges with Marietta and Sandy Springs.
20 years after a Spelman College student was sexually assaulted, a convicted serial rapist is now facing charges in the attack. Joe Hankey is looking into the investigation and how they finally identified a suspect after so many years following the crime.
Well, Jeff, the rape kit for this case sat alongside 1,500 others in a backlog of untested Fulton County rape kits that were sitting at Grady Hospital. Over the past 17 years, Cleophas Ward was in and out of jail and prison for other sexual assault cases, and that put his DNA in a nationwide database. Investigators say when the kit for this case from 2000 was finally examined last year, his DNA came back as a match. Cleophas Ward is familiar with the Fulton County Jail and Georgia prison system with enough mugshots to fill a photo album. Today, the Fulton County DA's office announced a grand jury indicted Ward for the 2000 rape of a 19-year-old college student. District Attorney Paul Howard says the timing of the indictment is key.
If he had not been indicted, he was scheduled to be released from prison during the year of 2021.
In March of 2000, a 19-year-old Spelman College student reported being raped near campus. According to prosecutors, the next day she headed to Grady Hospital where a rape kit was taken. The kit remained at the hospital as part of a backlog of rape kits until 2015 when the GBI took custody of the kits. The DA's office says in June of 2018, as the GBI cleared a statewide backlog of rape kits, Ward was ID'd as a DNA match for the attack involving the Spelman student. This July, the victim was interviewed again as prosecutors prepared to present the case to a grand jury. And then in late August, a grand jury indicted Ward as he sat in prison for other convictions, bringing relief to the victim.
She has been very cooperative and she has been incredibly encouraged, and I think further strengthened knowing that we're actually going to hopefully finally get some justice.
If convicted for the 2000 rape, it would add to Ward's rap sheet. Ward sexually assaulted 4 other women in 4 separate incidents in 2002. He pleaded guilty to those crimes in 2004, and after serving time in prison, he was released on probation in 2017. But last year, officers arrested Ward for other nonviolent crimes, and a judge sent him back to prison for 3 years. If he's convicted in the 2000 attack, he could get a much longer sentence.
So we're going to be asking the court, if he's convicted, to give him a sentence which reflects what he has done, and that would be a life sentence.
And 1 year ago today, the Fulton County DA's office received a $1 million federal grant to create the Fulton County DA Sexual Assault Kit Initiative Unit. They have been investigating cases connected to those 1,500 rape kits, which have now all been tested. I'll have a closer look at the unit's progress so far, coming up at 6.
Police here say that the young girl came forward a little less than 2 weeks ago to report a 2012 rape and then a 2013 beating that resulted in her delivering a stillborn baby. She told police that the motive may have had something to do with CPS. CPS finding out about this alleged sexual abuse, then taking away any other kids in the home.
I mean, it's sad because, like, who would do that to, like, a young girl?
The details of what police say happened inside this house left a neighbor at a loss for words.
It's really sad. Like, a baby? I can't. I'm sorry.
Over the course of about 5 hours, a young girl who was 8 months pregnant says she sustained a beating at the hands of family members, forcing her to miscarry. She's 16 now. She was 14 at the time.
Several family members decided to take matters into their own hands in order to terminate the pregnancy when they discovered that it happened.
45-year-old Sharon Jones is accused of giving the girl Plan B and birth control pills in an attempt to end the pregnancy. Her daughter, 25-year-old Cecilia McDonald, allegedly held the girl's arms while McDonald's husband, Linnell, sat on the girl's pregnant belly and bounced. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Sharon Jones called her son, Cedric Jones Jr., to the house where he kicked the girl repeatedly. The girl told police she was crying in pain. At one point, Cecilia McDonald yelled, "You ain't about to get my kids taken away from me." A fifth relative, 22-year-old Robert Kaya, is also in jail, accused of the initial sexual assault of the girl at a family member's apartment nearby. Court documents say a few hours after the beating at Sharon Jones's home, the girl gave birth to a stillborn baby, then passed out. Someone, records don't say who, tried to burn the remains on a charcoal grill. That didn't work, and police say Cedric Jones Jr. agreed to hide the remains, and it's not clear where they may be now.
We're still trying to gather evidence right now, and we're still interviewing the folks involved and the witnesses. And yes, the answer to your question is we're still looking for additional evidence to help us solidify this case.
So Dallas police say the girl did not get medical attention at the time, just saying that the family may have given her some iron pills to deal with the blood loss suffered during the miscarriage. CPS tells Fox 4 the girl is now in foster care along with 2 of her siblings and 4 other children that were staying with other family members. Clarice, back to you.
Deanna, this is heartbreaking on so many levels. Police have more information about the delayed outcome and the outcry from that young girl, and do we know any more about how she did get in touch with police?
So an arrest warrant affidavit says, Clarice, that a witness brought the girl to police on May 22nd, like I said, just under 2 weeks ago. This witness apparently saw part of the beating. Another relative who did not want to speak to us on camera says that this witness is an ex-girlfriend of Cedric Jones Jr., who is accused in taking part of this beating. Clarice?
And you said she's in CPS custody now. Do we know what kind of condition she's in?
Dallas police said they are not sure if she's received any medical care since the time that she delivered this child. They do say it did not appear that she was in need of immediate medical care because, again, she says that this happened about 2 years ago.
Deanna Zoga reporting.